Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
And we kick off another week of the Young and Norvelle Show, of course, right here on Action Sports Jax. I'm Terry Norvelle. Hopefully we'll hear from Patrick in a little bit as he is getting his week started. Busy weekend for all of us. And, of course, Patrick in his travel time, Tuesday, Wednesday, always on the road in Charlotte with his SEC network duties. The NFL, a couple weeks ago, they always have their annual Black Monday, where coaches are fired. Well, today is kind of introduction Monday, as multiple NFL franchises today have introduced to the public and to their fan base their brand new head football coach, including the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Liam Coen presser, introductory presser, is probably still going on. It started around 3:30, and I caught quite a bit of 15 minutes or so. The introduction, Brian Sexton had some stuff to say. He introduced Shad Khan, who had, your basic stuff that he said. He didn't get deep into it. Said they got their man. They got their man, of course. You have to spin it now that Liam Coen was number one, and they would have taken him in place of a 35-year-old Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, or Tom Landry combined into one. But when I was listening, all that was said was you right out of Hollywood script. Most of these pressers, there's nothing really said. Coen, when pressed early on, hey, basically, looking back, did you do anything you wish you regret with regards to your contact with Tampa and this and that, and you're taking another job? And he danced around it pretty good. No knock on Coen, but you could tell, and again, I listened to about 15 minutes. You could tell Liam Coen, he is not a experienced coach dealing with media and unscripted media. I mean, this is just a fire away, unscripted, and he shouldn't be. He hasn't been in this line of questioning, in this seat ever, really, and he really dodged. He really didn't say anything. I find, and I'll just give you some philosophy on my broadcasting career and over the decades I've been in it, I've never been big on player or coach sound because I frankly don't think players or coaches say anything. They rarely say anything. This was a cliche fest unless it heats up and goes a direction that it wasn't going. But Liam Coen now has met the media, has been basically introduced to the community as the newest head football coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. What was it today? I guess at least another two were done the same way. Aaron Glenn was introduced to the New York Jets community and local media, and also Brian Schottenheimer, who took the that one kind of under the radar. Brian Schottenheimer took the Cowboys job, and people around we all remember his dad Marty, legendary coach in the NFL. Brian has grinded away. He had time. His college days as a player, he went to Florida. He made a point to go to Florida early in Spurrier's career to learn. There was no bones about it. I think the story was that Marty picked up the phone and called Steve and said, "Hey, my son wants to come and be on your team. He'll walk on. He'll bust his tail. He'll be a throwing dummy. But he wants to learn." Brian Schottenheimer knew at an early age he was not going to be an NFL star football player. But he went to Florida, learned under Spurrier, obviously learned under his father, and Brian Schottenheimer has a hell of a resume. Actually, many people thought he would be a head coach in this league much earlier, but Schotty to Dallas today, introductory. Aaron Glenn to the Jets today, introductory press conference. And, of course, right here in Jacksonville, Liam Coen. And I reserve the right to call him, Casey, I reserve the right to call him Liam Neeson 7,000 times between now and kickoff. And I don't think I'll be the only one. I don't think I'll be the only one that puts young Liam Coen into an action thriller movie series franchise. What is that? Awaken, taken, shaken, whatever. Taken, shaken, awaken. I know.
Yeah, it's taken.
Yeah, taken. I know who you are, and I'm going to kill you, or something. Have you heard any Liam Neeson yet? Anybody call him Liam Neeson? I caught myself once or twice in the last couple of days. Liam Neeson. Hey, not the Liam doesn't know football. I'm sure he does. Maybe he knows a little more about football than football. Let me set the show up a little bit and let you know where we're going. Around 5:05, what we like to do is we're going to take it out of bounds with our buddy, our resident comedian, Mike Freed. He'll join us in some capacity. We have fun with that on Mondays. Brent Beard about 5:30, 5:35. A ton of college basketball and football to kick around. We'll kick around some of those topics before we get those guys on here in the first hour of the Young and Norvelle show. And then, as I said, I hope Patrick might pop in depending on his his schedule today. Let me go back to Liam Coen and the Jaguars, and I'll call your attention to, and I think it's still up, let me check, a story on the ESPN front page today, and you now may have to go to the NFL. So go to the ESPN front page. And the NFL, yeah, you may have to scroll down, but there is a really, really informative, I'm going to call timeline story, written by a friend of mine, and you all know him locally, Mike DiRocco, who covers the Jaguars for ESPN, does a super job. He's been in this area for a long time. Mike's a super guy. Mike DiRocco, and I want to give credit also, it's a two-writer story. I wrote it down. I just got to find it. I want to give her credit. So it's Mike DiRocco and Jamie Lane, I do believe her name is. I just can't find the I wrote it down somewhere. Anyway, do yourself a favor. Go if you get a second, go look up the story. And it is just basically the entire timeline from Liam Coen being asked, the Jaguars being asked to speak with Coen, all the way through the no's and the yeses and the clandestine, I guess, drive up I-4 and I-95, whichever way, I-10, 95, whatever. The cloak of dagger meeting, darkness meeting. Really good story, though. It gives you, and DiRocco, obviously, he covers the Jaguars, and he's in and around, but he didn't pull any punches. And I'm assuming the young lady that is on the byline, that's probably the ESPN Tampa reporter, and they probably tag team this story. But it's informative. It's part of it will make you go, ooh, cringe a little bit for Liam Coen, some of the things he did or didn't do. You can understand where he's coming from. But all in all, much like we talked on Friday, Coen handled this thing bad. He handled this thing like a 21-year-old kid deciding to quit his very first real job and asking his mom to call his boss. Well, no, you've got to make that call. You've got to really make the call, and I don't think the call, as we said Friday, I don't think it was going to be a bad call if Coen picked up the phone and called the Glazers, I think, who are still the owners, and said, hey, man, things have changed in Jacksonville dramatically. They've reached back out. I'm still very interested, and you know what? I want to go down there. I would have done that before I went or came up here, whichever direction, where I'm assuming he was in Tampa. But I don't think that was a hard call. The Glazers, I don't think would have. I mean, last thing you want is to keep a coach that has a upward move mobility. It's just not what you do. You understand that. So I really think Coen and this article, this story, is a good timeline. It really is. And again, it made you feel. It made you feel for Tampa. You understand it's a business, but there's some ethics and professionalism that, frankly, were really dropped. I think the ball was dropped by Liam Coen. And now you win and everybody forgets, but you start losing or you continue losing here. And I think he set up after the grace period. There'll be a honeymoon period. I don't know if that's going to be 5 games, 15 games, 2 seasons. But after the honeymoon period, and it'll be hard for him to use the words character and culture for a little while. I don't. If you were the most ardent Jaguar fan out there, just get your guy out. Who cares? We win. I think if you took True Serum, you'd probably back up and say, yeah, if this was in reverse, we would be screaming bloody murder. Seriously, that's really the way to look at this, is flip everything. Absolutely 180 degrees, just flip everything. And Jacksonville, Jaguar fan, you'd be heading down the highway with pitchfork in hand and flaming spear in hand and bow and arrow in hand, I think. Anyway, read the story. Really, really good story. A good timeline story, and kind of step by step over the course of, what was that, about 3 crazy days? 3 crazy days. I'm assuming, because I haven't heard this, I haven't peeked ahead, because the schedules are out. We don't know the dates, but I'm assuming Jaguars don't play Tampa, do they? That would be... Wouldn't that be great if that was the division that got picked up? Oh, that would be juicy. Oh, that would be juicy. But no, they don't play Tampa. They played Miami last year, right? Opened up with Miami. But, what if that was the case? What if it was a season opener? Oh, my goodness. Oh, if we only could. If we could only have.
Terry.
Oh, Patrick Young. Could you imagine? Buccaneers, Jaguars opening up a Sunshine State showdown, and coaching the Jaguars, here he is, folks, Liam Coen. Liam Coen.
Yeah. Did you read the whole deal?
Yeah.
Obviously, to follow the timeline.
Yeah, the Mike DeRocco story is really. You read it? It's really good.
No, I haven't read it yet, but I love Mike DeRocco, and I'm
and he
sure
did a good
he did
job.
a fantastic job.
And it looks
he always does.
There was a byline, a co-byline, Jamie Lane, I think her name was. So I'm assuming that's probably his, Mike DeRocco's counterpart in Tampa, the Tampa ESPN. And
they worked on it together.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, Hey, that's the best way to do it. You got another, or if they are, instead of the fact that he cooperated with another person on the inside to get the full.
Yeah.
Like you can't. What is your response if you're Liam Coen?
Yeah.
You better be. Oh, this is made up. This is a farce.
No.
Like, nah, bro.
It was good. It's a good. I'm calling it a timeline story. It kind of walked it down, and there's several parts in there you cringe and you go, no, Liam. That's what a 21-year-old kid would do. No, Liam, you're 39. You're a grown man. You're a father. You're married. Liam. There's parts of it. Particularly if you're a Jaguar fan with scruples. If you're one of these fans, oh, to hell with them. Us, me, fight. Who cares? Last man standing. But I still believe there's ethics and there's professionalism in the no honor among thieves. I don't think that's necessarily across the board in the NFL, right? I mean, I think most of the time you're told you're given permission, because especially if it's coordinator seeking out head job, a step up.
Oh.
Sometime when it's a lateral move, no, you can't talk to my head coach, Dallas, or whatever, Chicago. No, you can't talk to my head coach, but you could talk to my coordinator. Anyway, and this will blow over. Certainly,
it should.
It'll blow over, but the first.
Hey, he better be successful, Terry.
Yeah, I was going to say the first sign of chink in the armor, this stuff comes up, and then imagine if Coen was the head coach. Who was the defensive back that kind of let out the we're not all playing hard? Remember, we're not playing hard, or everybody's. That happened this year in the locker room.
Cisco. That was Cisco.
Cisco. Can you imagine if the Cisco stuff happened? Because that was about, hey, man, character and confidentiality, and we're all in this together. It'd be hard for Coen to go up to the microphone and say stuff like that. Character and culture. Hey, our culture should be better in the locker room, or our culture is going. Well, you kind of Pinocchio'd your way here, my man. It could be bad when it goes bad, right? As long as things are going good, man, the hell with it. Man.
Yeah.
We'll win it.
I don't know. I just think, at the end of the day, there's two important things. If you're Liam Coen, part of you has to address it and then just freaking move on, forget about it. Like, start building the team, start don't let this thing become a thing by you just thinking about it. Of course, like, I don't could he have done, obviously the answer is yes, he could have done better, but like, this is your first time. Like, he should give himself grace of not, this has probably been a dream of his for a long time, and he probably didn't want. It's kind of like one of those things where coaches, you're not coaches like he fully trusts you side yet.
Yeah.
And you go in the game and you finally get your shot, and instead of just going out there and being free, you're like, oh gosh, I don't need to make a turnover. I don't need to mess up. I don't need to. And then you're thinking that the whole time, and it's hindering you from being able to just be present and take care of what's most important and just doing your job. So
two
that's
things.
my take on that, brother.
Yeah. Two things. It would be like somebody going for a job that's going to be opened. So the boss knows he's going to let somebody go, kind of. And you hear about the opening, you interview, you get the job, and the boss says, listen, man, don't say anything. But you post it on Facebook before the other person's been told, hey, we're relieving you of your duties. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
I wish he would have done. Remember, our Brent Beard brought this up, and you talked about it Friday, and I talked about it. If I was Coen, and I'm dead serious, and I think you guys agreed on Friday, Brent certainly did because he brought it up, I would have gone to that podium when Shad Khan says, and he did. I listened to about 15 minutes. It turned into just a cliche press conference, so I turned it off. All right, folks, I'm Shad Khan. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. He's our guy. We interviewed 10 people, blah, blah, blah. Here's your next coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Coen. Clap, clap, clap. He gets to the podium. Just like we talked about Friday, I would have led off if I was Liam Coen. I would have led off, hey, folks, thank you. We're glad to be here. My family's here. Beautiful day, beautiful time. We're excited. Let me start out by explaining, from my perspective, what happened in this transition between Tampa and Jack. I would have led off with that if I was Coen. I would have, and I heard Gene Fournette and a couple people questioning him about everything, and he just danced. He just tiptoed, which is his prerogative. But Patrick, I think you agreed on Friday. I would have led off with it. I would have said, hey, before anybody asks, I know this is going to come up. Let's talk about it. Here's my side. Boom. 2 minutes and got it out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man.
What I would have done.
That's it. Shoot, man. I mean, just like if you're dating a lady, Terry, you used to do that with your Sex Panther. How was your night out, by the way, on Friday? You were all dressed up. You were all ready to go.
Don't kiss and tell, son. I don't kiss and tell.
Not even to your friends?
I respect women. I don't know about you, Pat, but I respect women.
Yes, you can. Wow.
I respect women, okay? They're not something to just get on the air and start talking willy-nilly about, okay? I don't know how you run your male-female relationship situation, and that's your business.
My male-female relationships?
Yeah,
I got you.
How you do.
Dang, you trying to throw your boy like that? Okay, I got you. I see how it is. So much for getting you a fins up JU beer.
Welcome to Monday.
Forget about you.
It's a Monday.
I'm not gonna get you that cool pull-up. Do you want to come to the game, by the way, Saturday?
What game?
It's at 6 p.m. The Dolphins are taking on the Ospreys.
Where's that game at?
That's in Swisher.
Okay, because I've never stepped on campus. So matter of fact, here in the studio, we're right by UNF. I feel a little too close to that smelly campus already. Right? Dolphins, baby. And have you checked the standings in that little conference they are both in? Have you checked the
JU's in first.
You're damn right they are. They're always in first.
JU's in first.
When it comes to JU,
they got a chance.
They're always in first.
But they have a chance. They got a real chance of they got Florida Gulf Coast on Wednesday, and they got UNF. I mean, I think they win both of those games. They might have a chance to go up a game in first place.
The key is it's a one-bid league. You got to win that tournament.
I know, right?
But
with
if you win first seed, you get the home games.
But yes, and also if you you can't just finish last. I think they only bring. They might bring more teams now since it's only nine teams in the league, I believe.
About 2 or 3.
But they don't bring every team to that. So yeah,
that's hard, man. When your conference tournament is played, and you didn't even qualify. You're turning in the unis, and your conference is playing. All right, Pat, Final Four yesterday. 2 games back-to-back. First game was much like the first game yesterday was much like the entire NFL playoffs, which was much like the entire college football. It hasn't been a great playoff season for college or pro. The games haven't been very compelling. That was a blowout. Washington way too sloppy to even stay on the field with them. You just terribly sloppy game for the Commanders. Philadelphia's too good. And then the second game was the game. It got pretty dramatic. Patrick, I know there's a lot of controversy, and we're going to talk about that as we go. Here's my read on yesterday's game, and I'm going to toss it to you afterwards. I thought Kansas City was much better than Buffalo, and I didn't expect that. There were 2 or 3.
Me neither.
There were 2 or 3 periods where Kansas City almost kicked them to sleep. Even when Buffalo got a 22-21 lead, I never felt like Buffalo was ready to win the game. I thought Buffalo was fighting uphill from the opening kickoff, and I was surprised. I thought those 2 teams were much more even. Kansas City was better, and I know this call, that call. Is that how you read it? Kansas City was just better across the board, I thought.
They were absolutely so much better in terms of containing. I think it's night and day in how they contain Josh Allen with how good he's been with his legs these last few weeks in the NFL season. To him, I think he had less than 20 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes, he probably, and I love his argument. Like, he is one of the best. He is a great runner. He's not a better runner than, but it depends on what your standard is. In terms of like efficiency, like I think he's run for the most first downs. Like his percentage of like, how many runs and how many of them are for first downs is astronomical. So he really. He knows, like, and I wish he's not doing anything and bringing back the Jaguars that I thought Trevor Lawrence couldn't be doing early in his career. I don't know if you want Trevor to do this anymore, but, like, this is what it takes to win. Sometimes, like, wearing a team down is just staying on the field and getting first downs, and then you open the door for some luck. And obviously the call on the sneak, I thought they got it. You look at it this morning. That's a heartbreaker there.
I'm not sure why you run that play though. They had been unsuccessful so many times. And
are you kidding me?
And they opened up the run at that point. I
think the biggest issue, Terry, is that scouting. That teams, the Chiefs knew Josh Allen likes to go over the left side of the center, and you would think, all right, let's mix it up. Let's try the right side or something else, and just really seemed so stupid that they went for that same exact play that had been stopped multiple times.
And again, they had kicked in their running game, had really taken off right there in that portion of the game. In the third, fourth quarter, they started running the ball at will. They started gashing them. Was that a bad? I thought that was the wrong call. That said,
it was. I think it was the wrong call.
I thought that football had to touch that line. I thought a third, if not more, of that football was across the front of that line, the line of scrimmage portion of that line. I thought he got it. I don't know if it was strategic or not, but that one Kansas City guy got in the referee, the line judge up high was coming in, and I think it was number 20 for Kansas City, got in his way, and he did not end up spotting it. He had it spotted way easy first down. The other guy spotted it, but I wonder if that Kansas City guy didn't get in the linesman's way, where the lineman would have gotten to the pile earlier, and he might have called for the ball and said, I got it. I got a great look at it. Because that one guy up high, he had it an easy first down.
Right.
If you remember how they had the high shot. The other controversial play was, I thought, the jump ball near the 5-yard line, catch, no catch. That was tight. And the nose of the ball did hit, but let's go back. Let's go back what I've been preaching for 15 years. With regard to a play like that, the NFL has no idea what a catch is. They have screwed up the basic catch to the nth degree over about the last 15. They don't know. They have no idea, and that trickles down to college and high school. I hate that. But would you agree? The NFL has screwed around with what is a catch. None of those guys know. Yeah. None of those guys have any idea. What I saw, if I was the replay guy on that play, the two guys jump up. And what they call it, incomplete, but there was a penalty. They called it incomplete, right? Did they call it incomplete, right? On the jump at the 5-yard line. Nobody caught it. They called. Pat, yeah? Oh, we lost Pat. I think they called it incomplete. There was a penalty. What I saw, Pat, what I saw on that was the two guys go up. I thought, and I don't know if this is in the rule book, but it looked like the Buffalo defender had two arms on the ball, and it looked like the Kansas City receiver had one. They came down. I thought it was a catch, and it was going to be a matter of who they were awarding the catch to. I would have almost said two arms showed more possession for Buffalo's defender than one arm for Kansas City, Buffalo INT. But there was a penalty, though, right? I think there was a penalty earlier in that same play. But, yeah, and you guys know my stance. Man, there's 150 plays in a football game. And certainly that fan that I'm about to describe, that fan is out there. You're out there, male and female, you're out there. I'm going to describe. There are fans that say, see, on that spot, and what was that spot within the last 2 minutes of the game? Very late in the game. See, they cheated right there. They are paid off. They cheated. Well, cheating fan ref guy or young lady, do you think the referees are so good at cheating and the fix is in and they're so good they can wait 58 minutes into a game and then go, okay, we got to help them now win. Remember, Muggsy's going to give us either $1 million in cash after the game or he's breaking our ankles and our knees. If the fix was in, they can't wait until there's 2 minutes left and the game's within a touchdown. What happens if 2 minutes are left and it's a 21-point game or a 17-point? The fix would be in all throughout the game. You see what I'm saying? You can't. Refs aren't good enough, aren't crooked enough, and good at being crooked enough to go, okay, guys, hey, 2-minute warning. It's 2 minutes left in the game. Remember, we got to have the team in the red win. So let's start right now. You can't wait that long. And this also goes back to we have so much technology. We can go back. It wasn't that long ago. You couldn't go back and see plays. There was no internet to go, YouTube to go. And you remember that, Pat? You couldn't go back and look up plays and look up situations and look up calls and look up two plays before and 2 plays after. I still think, Pat, more fans just cannot admit, damn, we got beat. We being our favorite team. We got beat. Nope. We lost because. And I'll go find the reason. And they go digging around and find a call. Pat, I'm not so sure the modern sports fan enjoys sports anywhere near the older sports fan enjoys sports. No, Pat. No, Pat. No, Pat. Anyway.
I think so, without a doubt.
Did you get that?
Sorry, my phone got overheated again.
Oh, man.
Hold on.
It's cold out.
My phone got overheated. I got to put this. Yeah, I'm putting my phone on the top of my car.
Okay.
So it can stop being so hot. That's a great
idea.
But can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, it's a great idea. Put your phone in the car. You'll never forget it. Yes, that's a great idea.
I won't forget it. I definitely won't forget it. No, I'm parked. I'm not
Hey, I like this
right?
photo.
It's just the phone. It's just crazy, man. It's such an expensive mistake. Yeah, if you can send that over to Casey, I want that to be the new
I like it.
The new picture when I'm not on camera.
I might have got some of this hair trimmed up a little bit, but if you don't care, I don't care, man. That's fine. You know, I'm trying to get you to go to this Breezy haircut place. They're waiting on you, man. Pat, they're waiting on you. They're waiting on you. They're waiting on you, Pat.
I ain't letting no new guy touch my hair, man.
All right, you got a guy?
I don't know how y'all do that on the west side, but ain't no new guy just touching my head.
You got a guy?
I got somebody.
All right. When's the last time you saw him?
I get compliments, man. You're the only hater.
When's the last time you saw your guy? With some shears in hand, a clipper in hand. When's the last time you saw that guy? With
some shears in hand? I don't have that much hair.
Whatever they cut that sheep hair of yours, they have to. Well, they use that on mine too, though, on the sides. You know. All right, we're getting nowhere here.
My hair is beautiful.
Hey, let's take a break. Let's come back and Todd Golden exonerated. Todd Golden today exonerated. We'll talk about that. Hell of a weekend in college basketball, especially in the SEC. We'll get into that. We keep the Liam Coen talk going. the entire show, SEC basketball, national basketball, and we'll also get into some this date in sports history. And we take it out of bounds with comedian Mike Freed about 5:05. That and a whole lot more. Stay with us right here on the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
A good-looking shot of the campus at the University of Florida. Patrick Young's got him a nice degree from that Young school, that little school right there. Voted the best public school, I think, in the country, Patrick. In the country.
Wow.
University of Florida has had that distinction for several years. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle here on a Monday. Don't forget, tomorrow we're back in Mandarin. We'll see you at the Jointa Creek location of Hurricane. We're there every Tuesday. Come by and say hi. And, Pat, look at that good-looking shot we got of you now. Man,
that was quick.
That is good looking, too, man. You're a handsome devil, I tell you. That's a handsome
I appreciate that, brother.
I like those glasses. I'm going to get a pair just like those. I'd get everything you got.
Oh, my gosh.
I copy you. You know that, don't you? Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting you that jacket then. You can figure it out yourself.
Come on.
Nope.
On. Hey, I want to say hi. Did you see our buddy with the comment, Stanley Lowe? Buddy of mine I've known a long time. And boy, Stanley Lowe goes way back with me in radio. Back when me and Frangie did a radio show on old AM in 95, 96 from the old Sunrise Nissan. Sunrise Nissan on Wells Road. And Patrick, I was the number 2 guy just getting started in this business, right? I was the setup guy, the remote guy, do everything guy. And way back then, one of my jobs, I had to climb up on the roof and put the antenna up so we could broadcast. You know, back in the day, you sent radio waves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget.
That's awesome.
I'll never forget Phil Risley, who's was a longtime general manager at Sunrise Nissan, sold 1 million cars to 1 million of you people here in Jacksonville. Phil Risley, after a couple of weeks, he saw me because he bought the show. We'd be there every Wednesday or whatever day it was. And after like 2 weeks in a row, he said, "Terry, if you can get an extra one of those antennas and all and that long cord, you can just leave it up there." I said, "Thank you, Phil. Thank you." Because I think we were a long way from where the signal had to go, and we really needed it up high. Way back in the day, it was sent via radio waves. Patrick, I was climbing a roof. I was scared, Patrick. Scared.
How old were you then? How old were you at the time?
Well, I got a birthday. I was probably, I think I got in the business at like 28, 29. Yeah. And I hate to say it because I hate birthdays, but I've got my 60th coming up.
Your 60th birthday.
My 60th birthday. I'm like Justin Timberlake. I'm bringing the sex back to 60, baby. He's in his 40s, though, I think. February 15th. You've got a birthday coming up Saturday, right?
Saturday, man.
Saturday. What do you be, 21, 22? How old will you be?
Oh, bro.
You wish.
33. Huh? Double threes, baby. Double threes.
Tony Dorsett. You going Tony Dorsett?
Yeah, man.
33.
One and only Tony Dorsett.
Larry Bird? Was Bird 33? Magic was 32.
He might.
I think Bird
he
was
may
30.
have been.
Yeah. And you look a lot, right there. You look a lot like Larry Bird right there. Yeah. And you had
I look like the Great White Hope.
You had a great outside shot like him, didn't you?
The Great White Hope.
Yeah, he was. Boy, he was.
We had so much. Isn't that so weird? The Great White Hope.
Yeah.
Maybe mess up if I said the Great Black Hope. That's why we still got to do this stuff, man.
All right, Pat. We'll get back to let's get back to
basketball.
I promise some basketball, but real quick. I thought last night, and I didn't plan this, but me and the rest of the world here in the United States, I pretty much did what everybody did. I went back-to-back football games, right? Boom. First game, you had, it was a blowout, but you had Brady, Tom Brady on the analyst role, and then boom, I switched channels just like everybody. That was the first time I went totally back-to-back listening and watching Tom Brady and then a whole game of Tony Romo. I thought it was a slaughter. I think Brady's way better. I think Brady's way better than him. Way better.
I like Tony, but he's so corny, man. Gosh.
I thought it was a slaughter.
Like I feel like he's a really, really nice guy, all that stuff. Like you probably would love to hang out with him, but his corniness, man, is a little too much for me. He's so corny.
What gets me is Go ahead. No, go ahead, Pat.
No, you got it.
I was going to say
we can stay on Romo. Let's stay on Romo.
What gets me about Romo, and I've said this now for a couple of years, he mumbles a lot. He mumbles a lot, and then I'm telling you, he has inner monologue conversations with himself, and then he starts talking it on the air. He's like, I'm like, Tony, Jim didn't ask or say anything about that. He talks to himself. And I thought Brady, and I've heard Brady a lot in the last couple of years, I think he's spot on, man. He's smooth. He's pacing well. And they both know the game, obviously. But I thought it was a slaughter
I don't love Tom Brady's voice, man. Like
I got you. Fair enough.
Kevin Burkhardt has a great voice. Yeah. And who's always with Tony? Is Al Michaels?
No, he's got Nance.
Oh yeah, love Jim Nance.
And you know that those guys to be fair to Tony Romo, it ain't easy being a rookie. You know, he popped up 5-6 years ago. It ain't easy being a rookie in any industry and popping up with one of the greats right out of day one. I mean, day one, he was right next to Nance. And
day one.
Nance is so good. That ain't easy, brother.
Yeah, no, you make a great point. No, I couldn't agree with you more.
One more football thing. We can get back to football. And this isn't meant to take off on this show, but would Tim Tebow thrive in today's NFL quarterback position? If Tebow had come around 5 years, if he was 5 years younger, I mean, everywhere I look, you see quarterback power runs called. You see physical push the quarterback from behind. I mean, he was an adequate passer, and I get all the off-field stuff, but Tim Tebow's game, I think, would work right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Better than
I just don't get, like, the media creates all this stuff, like, any type of negativity. Like, Tim just wanted to, like, he did it when he was at Florida at such a high level, and he wanted to be the same person in the NFL. He wasn't going to change his principles of how he is with his faith and all those things, which I don't think he should, just because
from a physical standpoint.
From a physical standpoint,
Tebow's game fits right now way better than it fit 10 years ago when he was coming in the league, right?
I mean, I think Tebow would be better than, let's say, Will Levis.
Sure.
If a Tebow came out, he'd be better than Will Levis right away. Be better than I'd be willing to argue that he'd be better than Trevor.
There were
I think he'd be better than Trevor.
There were several from the huddle quarterback powers yesterday run by Allen, Mahomes, Hurts. I mean,
Tebow gets that first down.
I mean, those are
Tebow gets that first down, bro.
Well, hold on. Quarterback power isn't that push play. Quarterback power, snap it and just haul ass to the right with a bunch of blockers. Haul ass to the left.
That's right.
That's a standard quarterback play in the league across the board. The quarterback power, the quarterback dive, or the ISO, the push play, and he could pass out. Tebow he'd have a better chance now than he would 10 years ago. The game has evolved toward Tebow's game.
And on top of that too, like there's so many more athletes that are really open about their faith too. Yeah. So I don't think it would be as big a deal as certainly if it was back then.
And certainly as we're watching, and it may not be all the way, but people are starting to go, hey, don't forget, you can win football games with a power running attack. Derrick Henry, Saquon.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts had a great run, and Saquon was a lead blocker.
Yeah, and
Saquon
you look
was
up
a
and
lead
you
blocker
go,
on that.
My God, what if Tebow was on a team with a stud power back, and he's a power back himself? Anyway, it's just weird. It made me think the other day. Hey, Todd Golden, the University of Florida came out today 100% and said Todd Golden, after they had an exhaustive third-party Title IX investigation that lasted 4 months, they said the report came back, 0 substantiated claims against Todd Golden. In the university's eyes, the situation is over. It didn't really go into naming people and saying this was an extortion attempt or anything that I read, Pat, but Florida has come out and said, and yes, they did, as I understand, they went to a third party. You don't want to be your own investigator, right? To a degree. You want to if you can, get a neutrality viewpoint in there. Florida came out, and Golden said, just give this time. Don't bury me. Just give it time. And as of right now, it looks like this thing is totally off the books now.
Yeah, and I'm on. Obviously, if he did something wrong,
sure.
Then there's like wrong in terms of like breaking the law. Sure. Like there's a moral wrong, and there's actually the legal wrong.
Agreed.
Morally, I can't. I don't know. Like if he inappropriately somehow whoever filed it, he texted this person. They had some type of communication.
Mm-hmm.
They did. But like that, yes, morally that's wrong. Like I don't think that's the right thing if this person felt like he was leading them on. But like if all of it's fake, false, and they just wanted to try to hurt him, like that person should have to face something.
Yeah, and
for trying to ruin try and ruin his career.
As I read the report that's out there, I think on a bunch of social media now, the University of Florida release, nowhere, and I think this is important as well, nowhere in that release did I read there was an undisclosed settlement. So no, it looks like, it was just, hey, even if y'all are asking for some money on the side, this wasn't a hush up. It sounds like this thing came back and said, "Wait a minute." So, and you heard they were student age people that were accusing him, females that were accusing him. If you're Todd Golden, you don't always want an eye for an eye, I don't think, but you wouldn't mind, as you just said, if somebody's going to wrong me like that, you kind of want them to get wronged in public a little bit. You would imagine there's no need to countersue because these people probably have no money. But
Right.
but yeah, it looks like he is free and clear. Florida, a 30-point ass whipping on Georgia. I think we saw the win coming, but
I thought it was going to be better than that.
my goodness, how about that, Patrick? Florida looked good Saturday.
I thought it was going to be much. Thought it would be much better because you lose interest after a while when the lead's so big.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, this one was not anything that I thought it would be.
Yeah, and what about Florida? The news coming out. We'll talk to Dr. Bates about this on Wednesday. Micah Hanlogden, it sounds like he's been practicing back from the broken leg. He has been cleared. If he so chose, he could go ahead and jump on the active roster. He's been practicing. He hasn't chosen, and Todd Golden made some great comments over the weekend. Hey, man, this is all his decision, right? What do you make of that? I know it would take a while to get in game shape, but my God, Hanlogden was a handful down low. He was a defensive player, man.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, Terry. I think I sent it to you, or maybe I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Micah Hanlogden and Ruben Chinyelu have the same exact stats.
You did send me that.
And Micah's played in 3 games where he only played like 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So I mean, I don't know. Like, it just seems so strange that Ruben, like, I won't say they got the same player, because I do think Micah's much more skilled than Ruben.
He's more advanced.
More
Absolutely.
advanced.
Absolutely.
But I've been saying it for the longest. I think Micah at the 5 right now, this team is not number 5, which is still so great. This team is number 1 or number 2 in the country.
Really good.
But even having Ruben and Micah, like, they just rotate at the 5. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so good. Because at times when they go with Condon and they go with Houck at the 4 and 5, they're undersized, not height wise, but like
they're
physicality wise.
Yeah, they're not
No,
they're not
they're
going to
not.
bully
They're not bullies.
anybody. They're gonna block your shot by jumping high, not getting all up into you. Yeah. And you know what? I know a lot of Gator Nation was disappointed that Hanlogden did not play Saturday. There was a big talk on Friday that he was going to dress and play against Georgia.
I know, right? Where did that come from?
Well, and I think Todd Golden seemed to imply that he called him because he's been practicing full go with the team. It sounded like Hanlogden told Golden maybe late last week, I think I'm ready to go. And then he changed his mind. And now, I've got a theory. Why bring him back this past Saturday? Florida doesn't play a midweek game. Why not take one? You got a full week sitting here. Florida doesn't play again until Saturday. So you may I may have said, hey, man, I want to come back. But hey, I got 1 full week left. Why even play Georgia? Why even,
Right. Yeah, goodness.
But that's
give them a full week. And plus, it's some tough games coming up for the boys.
Oh yeah.
They got Auburn on Saturday.
So they've got they got Tennessee Saturday.
No, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee on Saturday. Sorry about that. Yeah, Tennessee.
And by the way,
how about Auburn? By the way, get stealing one from man. I swear the whole time I'm listening. The whole time listening to the game, that's all everyone kept saying. This is football that we're watching.
It was a street fight. What about for people that don't know, Auburn, the number 1 team in the nation, hosted Tennessee a late game Saturday. Tennessee came in at 6. Tennessee's been number 1 for several weeks. They went at it like Ali Frazier, middle of the ring. Just no jabs. It was all hooks and haymakers. Auburn won a very low-scoring game by 2. That was a street fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what you had to expect, though. Auburn at home, and Janai Broom in the first half was the only guy that made a 3.
Man,
in the whole game.
He played longer and better. Oh God, what did he have? 16 and 13. He had a
16,
great game.
I don't know how many rebounds they had.
I think he had 13.
But wow,
yeah,
they had some good drugs for my guy.
Yeah,
there's no way that ankle was feeling 100 because he was limping when he would walk. You could see it.
Yeah, we'll talk to Dr. Bates about that Friday with Broom and Hanlogden, 2 big men in the SEC that their futures this season could determine one or not both those teams having big seasons, Pat. I mean, Final Four type seasons.
Man, it's just going to be so interesting seeing which SECs are going to knock each SEC team out in the big tournament.
AP came out
today. Those matchups are going to happen.
AP came out today. 10 are ranked in the top 20. Vanderbilt has popped. Vanderbilt 15-4 with wins over Kentucky and Tennessee, for God's sakes. Vanderbilt's going to get in the tournament. Vanderbilt.
Win over Tennessee.
They've beat Tennessee and Kentucky. Vanderbilt held on and beat Kentucky Saturday. How about that?
Crazy to me. Yeah, I think it was like 76-74.
Yeah, and by the way, Texas A&M lost a heartbreaker. They had a 22-point lead in Austin in the second half and lost to Texas. Big win for Texas, who might sneak in the tournament. And I wanted to get one more out. What about, and we'll talk to Brent Beard. Did you hear what's going on at Alabama with Alabama basketball and Mark Sears? Pat, did you hear?
Oh, yeah.
Mark Sears benched in the second half. Didn't play one.
They won.
I mean, the preseason SEC Player of the Year, possible Player of the Year in the nation, Mark Sears, and supposedly Nate Oates was unhappy about his team playing defense. Alabama won the game. Mark Sears benched in the entire second half. Didn't play after halftime. Wow. How about that? How about that, Patrick Young? Ooh. Another note real quick. Kentucky, we just mentioned they lost to Vanderbilt. Kentucky plays Tennessee tomorrow. If Kentucky doesn't beat Tennessee, Kentucky all of a sudden, they're on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 2 in a row right now, so Kentucky is swimming a little bit. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back, take a break, reset everything, and we hope to hear from our buddy Mike Freed, who joins us for our Out of Bounds, kind of the lighter side of sports. Out of Bounds Monday, we'll get with Mike Freed here on the other side. Plenty of stuff to get to. More Jaguar talk. We let off with a bunch of Liam Coen discussion. More basketball. It was a heck of a week. We'll set up this week and this coming Saturday, another blockbuster. It's a broken record every weekend in the SEC. Is a treat to follow. Jaguars, big news from that place earlier. Coen introduced to the media and the community as the next Jacksonville Jaguars head coach.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store, either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years, and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All right, we are getting a little bit of a head start on this 5 o'clock hour, second hour of 2 right here on the Young and Norvelle Show. Remember, and a reminder, tomorrow we are live in the heart of Mandarin down at the Hurricane Jointon Creek location. Stanley's checked in with us. Also, Eddie checked in, said good show. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us. Eddie, Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young might have dipped out. Not sure. We're going to get our buddy Mike Freed time to go out of bounds here in a second with some of the lighter side of sports. This isn't lighter side, but I brought it up before the show. I saw a headline said, and this was legit, high school track and field, youth track and field event in Colorado. Headline on ESPN said, errant hammer throw kills spectator. Ooh, what a way to go. Goodness gracious. Ever seen what they throw? You know, the hammer's that hunk of friggin' lead on the end of a chain, and you just do this whirling dervish, shoo, 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 and then you just throw the damn thing. They've got you're in a cage, it's like a 3/4 covered cage, 3/4 of a circle. You got the opening. I don't know if this guy just whipped it close to the sidebars, and man, did he throw it so far? I don't know if it was a guy running on the track, but man, tough way to go. Definitely a tough way to go. Today, about an hour ago, Liam Coen was introduced to the local Jaguar media and the community. Had his family, his kids, wife with him. I listened to some of the beginning, about 15 minutes. It was your typical, unless things heated up, you really don't get anything out of those press conferences, no matter what sport it is. The coach is always glad to be there. We're going to run it aggressive, no matter what sport. Well, we're going to be aggressive on the offensive side. We're going to take the fight to the defense. We're going to dictate. We're going to be aggressive defensively. We're not going to bend but don't break. We're not going to play any zone. We're going to be aggressive, man. And they're all the same. They're pretty much all the same, and that's kind of what we got from Liam Coen. I want to go back, though. Really, really good article. It was on ESPN's homepage today. I think you then could click onto their NFL page. It should be up for a while. It's a good article. A friend of mine, Mike Duraco, here from the local media who covers the Jaguars for ESPN, the website. Mike and I believe a writer from the Tampa area, they tag-teamed what I'm calling a Liam Coen timeline story. It's really informative. If you've heard a lot, you're not sure if everything you've heard is true, if it's a little conjecture. The timeline article really walks you through, the minute Jacksonville reached out to Coen, it walks you through the first interview. It walks you through the thanks but no thanks from Coen. It walks you through what made him say that to Jacksonville the first go around, what Tampa told him, what Tampa did when they were constructing the contract and when it was put together, what Tampa did when they could not reach Liam Coen, what that tipped off red flag-wise. Tampa didn't get blindsided. The minute they knew that the day had come that Coen was supposed to sign his contract, I mean, this is the biggest piece of paper he would sign to this point in his life. The minute, and this was probably from the beat writer from the Tampa side, the minute the Buccaneer brass in this timeline story said, all right, when we couldn't reach him, after 2 or 3 attempts, if you're not going to reach a guy that knows you are, it's the day you've designated to sign the contract to make you the highest paid person at that level in your profession, they knew. Tampa, and it's spelled out in that timeline article, they knew. They said, oh boy, he's taking this. And, this is going to die down. It could rear its head again when things get bad, and generally in the NFL, things do get bad. But, man, Coen could have handled this a lot better, a lot more mature. And as I said when I was listening to his introductory press conference, Gene Fournette, longtime columnist for the Times-Union, he was first, and he tried 3 or 4 different angles of questioning to get Coen to talk about, did he have remorse? Does he feel, looking back, he should have handled it different from the perspective of letting Tampa know they were still your employer, things like that. And Coen really kind of very vague, very vague. I probably would have gone a different tact if I was Coen. I would have hit it head on, because if you kind of just let it, instead of letting them serve to you, I would have served, tried to serve an ace with it and got it out of the way all the way. I would have led off with it. I would have greeted when I got behind that podium, greeted everybody, acknowledged my family is in the front row, and before we let me give an opening statement before I start talking to members of the media, taking questions. Let me give you the first-person account of how this happened, and on both sides of this, the Tampa Bay side and the Jacksonville side. He did not seem to do that, did not do that himself. So anyway, but read that article. It's a good timeline article, really gives you a good understanding. I tip my hat to my buddy Mike Duraco. He's a great writer. He and the writer from Tampa did a super job. All right, with that, let's take it out of bounds, shall we? And there he is. There's the out of bounds guy right there, up to no good. Mike Freed there. Got a little drum set behind you, looks like, huh? Little drums.
I do. I'm mediocre at so many things, Terry.
Well, why aren't you on the drum kit? Do the segment from the kit, man.
I know you have a massive following, and I do not want to scare them away.
Nice. Mike Freed joins us on Mondays. We have some fun with some, lighter side of sports. Before staying with your drums, do you have one? Are you a Neil Peart? Are you a Buddy Rich? Are you a whoever, Ringo Starr? Who are you leaning toward? Who do you like?
I was. This will surprise you because I know you think of me as a really cool person, but I was a Buddy Rich groupie as a kid. I would travel around to see Buddy.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Ginger Baker, Keith Moon. I mean, great drummers, and I'm more in the rock genre. But Buddy Rich, right? My God, for people that aren't old like us, big band. What genre would you say? Big band.
Definitely big band. Yeah. If you want to see him play, go Google Buddy Rich Birdland and watch what he does with the hi-hat. He is just incredible.
The speed.
Now the other guys you mentioned are great too.
Yeah, the speed with which Buddy Rich played, and he never seemed to miss-hit anything. He was clean and crisp and just something. All right, man, what's going on? Hey, before we get into some fun stuff, some lighter side here on the Out of Bounds segment, you're a Redskin fan. Tough day yesterday. I think that was just one. And talk about the game. I mean, the Redskins weren't ready for that step. They're not quite there yet. I think the main difference, and you addressed what you saw, but the main difference yesterday, Redskins offensive line, that's a nasty D front for the Eagles. I mean, they get after your ass, and they got a bunch of old Georgia Bulldogs that won national titles, and Redskins weren't ready for that step yet.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, they overachieved this year, so I'm happy. But I would say that the Eagles took away what the Commanders do well,
Redskins,
and they
whatever the hell
left
they're
Daniels to. Yeah, well, they left Daniels really just throwing a bunch of short screen passes, and he worked within that for a while until the game got away from him. But I did not see him running the way he has all year, and whether that wasn't in the playbook as much yesterday, or whether they took it away from him, I don't know. But that seemed to be a big difference.
Man, game got away, was really never in doubt. I mean, Barkley goes 60 on the first carry. And, I call them Redskins. I got to get out of that. You know what? Let's do this. Let's start a kangaroo court, if you will. You know what that is? Like an old baseball kangaroo court where it may be curse words or whatever you got to throw into the how many times I call them the Redskins like crazy, but that NFL season's over. Once it comes back around, we need to keep a track. How many times are we all in the media going to call Liam Coen Liam Neeson? I've already called him Liam Neeson.
Yeah, that's a definite possibility. I can see people doing that.
And Liam Neeson's his big Taken, right? Taken. The movie.
Yeah, anytime somebody's being human trafficked, he seems to be there.
There he is. He's there. He is there. I'm not a big fan of his acting. He doesn't do a whole lot for me. Yeah, Liam
He
Neeson
seems to do the same role over and over. But you'll know that Liam Coen is successful when we start calling Liam Neeson Liam Coen.
Or when Liam Neeson plays Liam Coen in the movie after the 7 Super Bowl winning coach Liam Coen autobiography movie starring Liam Neeson. I'm tired.
Well, this could be interesting. Maybe there's a twist where Tampa Bay actually kidnaps Liam Coen to bring him back, and Liam Neeson has to get involved to rescue him.
Hey, that was comedy gold. Really, what all went on between Jacksonville and Tampa and Coen and I'm taking my kid to the doctor. That's why I can't talk to. What'd you make of all that, man?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. He could definitely have communicated better. We all have those moments where we go between whether it's girlfriends in high school or jobs where maybe we have one foot in and one foot out.
Yeah.
But I have to believe that they wouldn't have begrudged him looking for the opportunity if he had just told them that.
And especially, it's a step up. It wasn't a lateral move. I could see one organization getting a little. What do you mean you want to go be the Jaguars OC? You're not happy here, But I mean, that's a step up. And most situations, I mean, I think you're a partner in your firm. Obviously, you started as an associate, and if you had to go into your first job after 8 years and say, "Hey, look, I've scratched together and I'm buying a partnership," and they would be happy, right? I mean, that's a step up.
Yeah, I mean, if you communicate, I've been at 4 different firms, so that means I've resigned 4 times, and I've always taken the road.
Are you sure it's for resigning, or was it? Was there anything? Was there a pink piece of paper involved at all? Pink piece of paper.
No pink pieces of paper. So far, I've got a good track record. So,
I know you got some fun sports stuff we want to get to the lighter side. How'd your gig? You had a gig this weekend? Did you have a gig somewhere?
I did. It was a weird gig. It was in a beautiful city, Mount Dora. If you haven't been down there, Central Florida, down in Central Florida, and it was at a beautiful 600-person venue, sellout. However, they were not there to see me. They were there to see the premier Van Halen cover band, Jump. So it was me.
Man. That sounds like getting booed off the stage. Get that bum off the stage. Where's David Lee Roth? David Lee Roth. Right?
Yeah, you're not too far off. The first 15 minutes I thought went pretty good, but I think I stayed on 5 minutes too long.
Did you incorporate any Van Halen humor into your set because of the opening, or did you? What do we got?
I I tried my hand at it. Basically, I sort of kind of my launching platform was all the executive orders that President Trump has been signing, and I said that they had signed an executive order that was relevant to tonight's show. Tonight's show, the song "Jump" will be referred to as Elon's song. Because he's always jumping.
Oh yeah.
The song "Dance the Night Away" has been changed to the YMCA, and you got to do the Trump dance. And that the song Panama's been renamed America.
Yes, America. Dun, 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 America. Hey, do you know what that what Panama in that song? What Panama is? It's an object.
Oh, it is. I see. Well, that makes sense because it's be a strange song about a country or a canal.
If you think it and hear the terms, it's Panama is the name of a car in that song.
Oh, that makes sense. I reached down between my legs and all that. Yeah.
Something shifting it. It's about a car. How about that?
That makes a lot more sense.
Hey, let me go back to you were in Mount Dora. I got to bring this up.
Yes.
All right. Mount Dora, I'm doing, this is a long time. It's 15 years ago. I'm doing Bulls radio football play-by-play. Okay? And they're in the playoffs, of course. Bulls with Corky Rogers was always in the playoffs. And it's like the first round of the playoffs, it's at Bulls. So Bulls is opening up with Mount Dora High. Right?
Okay.
And Mount Dora, that's a little town, I guess, probably a one high school kind of town, and Bulls beat them bad. They had a couple good players on Mount Dora, including the quarterback I'm going to talk about, but Bulls beat them bad. But you never know. That game, that roster, and that Mount Dora quarterback, the greatest single name in the history of names, and if I could have found his mother and said, "Good job, Mom." The Mount Dora quarterback was named, and these are you got to be a big boy to carry this name around your whole life. And you got to be confident if you're the mother given this name at birth. And the damn birthing doctor probably had to say, wait a minute now. Well, let's make sure this kid's worthy. His name was Harley Vegas.
Wow.
You're lugging Harley Davidson. You're lugging around Harley Davidson and Las Vegas, pal.
Yeah. You'd have to be very flashy. Definitely very flashy.
That is badass as he comes to pick up his girlfriend in a Pinto, you know.
Although, I mean, any name with Vegas sounds sort of Hollywood, doesn't it?
Johnny Vegas.
Yeah, that's a good name.
I'm Johnny Vegas. Mike Vegas. Yeah. Mike Vegas. Freed Vegas. Vegas Freed. There it is. Vegas Freed instead of Apollo Creed.
Terry Vegas.
Huh?
Yeah, they all work.
What do you got, man? Give me some stuff. What's going on? What's Monday?
I got a few things. So I'm going to give you a choice. We could talk about, and this one's a little old, but I wasn't on your show then, about NFL player who likes to eat raccoon.
Man.
We could, of course, talk about Mac Hollins, who came out. He had a great game, but he tends to wear different costumes. You know, the guys dress up when they're coming into the stadium, and he wore a particular costume. He's done it a few times this year, but I'll tell you about his costume. Or I just have a curiosity, and I did some research because, I don't take this job lightly, about what's the deal with NFL players needing somebody to squirt a bottle into their face mask?
What is the deal? I mean, these guys are probably bench pressing 500 pounds, squatting 1,000, and they can't. Right. It almost looks, what do I want to say, like you're making the bottle squirter like beneath you, kind of, right?
Well, they certainly, yeah. If you remember that that Mel Brooks movie where he had the piss boy, it's a little apropos of the piss boy. But most people would say that one of the reasons they do it is because it's really hard to aim into the mask, right? But as between you wearing the mask and some other third party coming up to squirt into the mask, you're going to be better able at finding your own mouth. So that can't be the answer.
You would think.
You might think, yeah. So some of the other reasons out there are that the pads restrict movement. But come on, they're making catches, they're blocking, they're holding on to the players. So that certainly the pads do not restrict their ability to draw their arm to their face.
I don't buy that.
We talked about face mask getting in the way. I think, I'll come back to what I think is the answer, although it's still pretty lame. Hygiene, but, there again, they have to put their helmet somewhere. They could find their water bottle or whatever's going on over there. And maybe getting their hands wet, that somehow that would impede it. But again, I mean,
towels everywhere.
They're doing other things. Correct. So the best I could come up with, and I've read several articles, there are plenty out there, is that they don't have time to find their water bottle on the sideline. And
Makes
but
sense.
I still don't believe that though, because why couldn't someone they come out to midfield? There's a timeout, a TV timeout, what have you. Just hand them a bottle. Everybody gets their own. Here's your
Yeah.
bottle. Here's your bottle. Here's your bottle.
Yeah.
Squirt it in your own mouth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I
like
don't know
it.
if that's as funny as it was just a curiosity, because it's the
Yeah.
only sport where you've got people squirting water into your mouth.
You know, I saw something last night, even though it's wintertime, obviously, and I think it was Jordan Davis, the former Bulldog that plays on that line for Philadelphia. He's on the sideline, and he takes the oxygen mask, even though it's cool. You know, he's got the oxygen mask. Do you remember when that was really in vogue in football, 70s, 80s? Everybody go to the and I was thinking there last night going, well, wait a minute. I don't think they have 53 oxygen masks. Are they spraying that with sanitizer or something before everybody's going face to face? Or, ugh. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, we lost you.
There.
Mike, move around. We're losing you. Move around. We're losing you.
I don't know.
That dime store phone.
Let's see what we
of yours.
got here.
That dime store phone of yours, I tell you.
Well, I tried. If you just paid me more.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Faulty equipment's what I'm calling it. But get hooked back up, Mike. We got some stuff we want to get some other topics, including you can't tease the raccoon and then go away. Somebody's eating raccoon, for God's sakes, and going away. Another thing about football sidelines, and Mike will appreciate that if we get him back. I'll throw this. When it comes to coaches, you hear coaches a lot of times, they'll rail on their team. Well, we got to be disciplined, and we can't react, and we've got to be calm, and we can't lose our cool. A lot of times, those are the football coaches that are on the sideline. They're the ones, they literally have to assign a person in the organization to grab their waistband and not let them charge onto the freaking field. But that's the same. And if the waistband get back guy, if he wasn't there, how far would these coaches go? I mean, and then they're preaching, don't jump up. Mike, you're back. Hey, I had another sideline thing. You made me think about it. And you hear these coaches, and I'll use Kirby Smart, for example. He's not the only one, but he's a very demonstrative coach, right? Everything's on his sleeve. He's very emotional during a game. Well, you'll hear these coaches, we didn't have discipline. We jumped off when they were just trying to draw us off, or how did we do that? We gotta be calm, and we gotta be level-headed. They're the same coaches, Mike, that have to assign a guy to be the waistband grabber because the coach is going to run out. Mike, if the waistband grabber guy is not there, how far is the coach? Is he going to go to the midfield? What?
It's a good point. It's a good point. They should have one of those leashes that the adults use for their kids at the zoo, maybe for the coach.
Yes.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
discipline is not a big thing for most.
Or a
of
shock. How about a shock collar?
What the heck? Did you talk about it yesterday? What was? Did you talk about it yet? That the Redskins special teams player who kept jumping over the fish push?
Commanders, you owe us money.
$25 in the jar.
You know, nobody knew that rule was in place, but the guy that explained it, that if you egregiously commit the same foul over and over, and it makes perfect sense because that would be a delay of game.
But what was he trying to achieve? I mean, he was just moving them a couple inches closer every time.
Well, he was trying to just time it and maybe dislodge the ball at some point. It's got to go. You know, I don't blame his effort. I don't blame his effort.
I guess, but twice in a row.
But we learned. We all learned that the officials have the authority to award points if you're warned multiple times and you are impeding the flow of the game, and that makes sense because what if that guy did that for 2 straight hours?
Yeah. How many points would they get, though? Is it cost-benefit analysis? Maybe you get less points for that?
He was a damn good jumper, though, wasn't he?
He was pretty good, and you could actually hurt somebody doing that, if not yourself.
He was a damn good jumper. Hey, staying with the NFL, I don't have this on any inside information, but I will tell you this. The NFL, I say this a lot, the NFL doesn't miss on much. You know, they are a well-oiled machine. The NFL is a money-printing, they're smart, they know what they're doing. I hope this stupid kickoff rule is one and done. They got to get that thing just looks dumb. The new kickoff rule, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. I think it's confusing. I mean, if they do one and done, I mean, you know,
Get it
you
out.
didn't get
I'm
all
saying
run backs.
1 year. Get it out, man. Just get it out.
I don't see how it really kept the game safer either. Maybe I'm not smart enough to understand, but I don't
Me either. I don't
understand.
remember. I don't remember 1,000 concussions on kickoff. Anyway, hey, what we talking about? Raccoons, man. Somebody's eating raccoons. What do we got?
Yeah, so Xavier Leggett, do you know him? He is with the
Receiver for
Panthers.
somebody. Yeah, Panthers. There you go.
He's with the Panthers. So he likes to eat raccoon, and there's videos online of him bringing raccoon for the other players to eat. He cooks it on up. I
Does he
don't know
tell
where.
him? Does he tell him it's raccoon?
Yeah, he tells them it's raccoon, and he says I don't like any exotic things in it. So he doesn't like any peppers. He's just eating straight raccoon, and I don't know where he grew up, but and I don't know. Do you scrape them off the road? Where does one find a
Ugh.
raccoon? Do you
Is a-
raise your own raccoon and
Is
then
I'm
just?
trying to picture a raccoon. Right? Is a raccoon really a meaty animal? I mean,
A squirrel.
is a,
Man,
is a,
there with a squirrel.
hey, is a raccoon the thing like Daniel Boone wears on a hat as a hat?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the little guy with the dark circles. Almost looks like a football player, really.
Yeah, he really does. Well, Mike, help me out here. Generally, in my almost 60 years on the planet, generally, the word that I always associate right in front of the word raccoon is the word rabid. Rabid raccoon.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Are
I
you
mean, if
supposed to eat anything that's described as rabid?
well, he hit some in the wild, so maybe they're a little less rabbit. But I don't know. I don't know that every raccoon is rabbit.
Not rabbit.
Rabbit
Rabid.
with a B.
You know
He
what?
says they're the same ones you get off the trash can. He says, and he
What?
hunts them. He hunts them. He skins them, and he eats them.
That is gross.
It's gross, but I mean, he plays well, so maybe we should be eating more raccoon.
I'm good. You go ahead. Go ahead. Hey,
Yeah.
when we were just doing that word play right there, rabid versus rabbit.
Right.
You know that? You remember the great line in Caddyshack when it's discovered they've got a gopher on the course, and the superintendent Carl's boss, the Scottish superintendent, he's been told get rid of that gopher, right, by
Sure.
Ted Danson or Ted Knight's character.
Right. Sure.
So the Scottish guy goes to Carl Spangler, which is what's his name, the comedian.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Bill
Yeah.
Murray's great. Carl was his name in the movie. So he goes to Carl because Carl's his employee. He's like the assistant superintendent.
Housekeeper.
And it's just remember the Scottish guy. Okay, Carl, we got to kill the gopher. We got to get you going and kill the gopher. And Carl goes, kill the golfer? We can't go. No, not the golfer. The gopher. Not the
Yes.
golfer. The gopher. Kill the gopher.
That is a very important distinction. Does that movie stand the test of time? I don't know.
Great. I do. I can't not watch it. It's
a
just
good-
mindless, stupid, mindless humor.
Yeah, it is good.
Have you seen? There is a fabulous behind the scenes, about 2 hours on the making of Caddyshack. It was like its 30-year anniversary, so somebody did it. Very difficult make. Chevy Chase at the time. Chevy Chase and Bill Murray were not even speaking.
They still don't speak. I mean, Chevy Chase is not a nice person, from what I
That's
hear.
what I hear. They had gone to blows at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult. They had trouble getting any golf course to allow them to film because they were going to blow stuff up.
Right.
It was every night it was a alcohol, cocaine induced orgy because they basically rented a local motel right there for a month or two.
Right.
Very tough shoot. The movie, the head, I don't know who it was, the head movie company. They weren't sure. They didn't think they had enough star power. They were, and one or two of the producers are big name guys. One of the Second City TV guys and all. They were having to wring money out and said, "No, keep it going. I'm telling you, we got something here. I'm telling you." And it turned into a masterpiece.
In my limited experience, very much like behind the scenes at the Young and Norvelle show.
Absolutely. Wow. You're right. I hope that footage doesn't sneak out for Mike. I hope you don't make $1,000 selling it to TMZ, for God's sakes.
I'm going to use that the next time we have to negotiate.
But no, that's a really, really good documentary. If you get a chance to watch the making of Caddyshack, really funny. Really.
I will watch it.
Not just funny, just wow, and just man, it was almost, the plug was almost pulled multiple times on that thing. It was, I think that course is downstate somewhere, and you could play it.
Oh, it's in Florida. I did not know that.
It's in Florida. I buried the lead. And like at the beginning, or right when it started, one of the hurricanes came through, so they all got stuck in the hotel and just, oh man, they were stuck, for days. And then it turned into a 8-week stay instead of a 6. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess.
Of course, they have that new documentary out about the first night of Saturday Night Live, which I've been meaning to go see. It sounds like that'd be a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah, it's still in the theater, still on the big screen, but it's just about the making of the very first episode and how they almost didn't get on air.
Wow, that is incredible.
They're at their 50-year anniversary, which is crazy, mostly with Lord Michael.
How about that? Lord Michael, pretty much the whole. Well, he's powerful, isn't he? Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this trivia question is right about Saturday Night Live. Do you know how many seasons Chevy Chase was on Saturday Night Live?
Just one, pretty sure. Yeah.
Just one. Yeah. We all think he was original, and it took him 3 or 4 years, and he exploded. Nope, one and done. He was one and done.
Yeah, he regrets. So I've heard him interviewed, and like I say, he doesn't come off as a very friendly, nice person, but he regrets leaving as early as he did.
Yeah. And what was the original cast? It was some of the stars. Was Eddie Murphy one of the original? And
no, that was Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris, Gilda Radner, I guess, was one of the originals. And
Jane Curtin and
Dan Aykroyd, was he one of the?
Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi. Probably missing a few, but those are the big ones.
Big boys.
Yeah, Bill Murray came second season.
We didn't get deep into it though. Your gig this weekend was in Mount Dora. How'd it go though? I mean,
pretty much like you described. I mean, I like to think it was funny enough, but when people are not coming to see comedy, and it's like, surprise, we're giving you a middle-aged guy talking about parenting.
Were you the only comedian, or were there a couple?
I was the only comedian. Yes.
How long did they tell you to go?
They said go 15 to 25, and as I said, 15 I felt pretty strong with. That last 5, I think I overstayed my welcome.
Did you stick around and watch the Van Halen tribute band?
For a little bit. I had my 15-year-old daughter with me, so we got to watch backstage, and they were quite good. A band called Jump. I highly recommend people to go out and check them out.
Was the tribute singer more David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? Did he lean?
That's a good question. He had kind of stringy, long blonde hair, so I'm going to say David Lee Roth more than the Sammy Hagar. The drummer was quite good, though. Really good drummer. Yeah. Nobody rich, but he was good.
What's that drive?
Wasn't bad. I took the
I don't even know where Mount Dora is at. Where is Mount Dora?
I mean, it's kind of in that Claremont, Leesburg area, but it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I just went down 17 almost all the way. You could, of course, go 95 and then head over to 4 and cut over near Sanford.
Because there's nothing more funny than on air describing how to get to Mount Dora from Jacksonville.
Right. This weather report and traffic report
exactly
brought to you by.
Like on that gig that you did this weekend. How long did you work that? And was it some previous material, or did you try to work new material? And how long did you run through it before you went down there?
Well, I mean, I have about a 30-minute set that I like, and then I'll use different pieces of it depending on what I'm doing. And then I always try to add in maybe 3 to 5 minutes of news or something contemporary or something relevant to that audience. So if I'm, playing in Mount Dora, then I'm going to tell a couple of things about Mount Dora, or, it was a Van Halen concert, so I was talking about it. So that part takes a little more work, and it's a little more flying without a net. The other stuff's more tried and true. But again, this one was a wild card because anytime you force comedy on a group, like sometimes, I don't get to play a comedy club. Sometimes we're just going to a bar that they're converting for comedy that time.
Sure.
Which is fine for the people that are coming to see comedy, but for the people that want to watch a ball game or talk to their buddies, they're like, why is this person telling jokes? So it can be hard to try to win them over, and that was certainly the experience I had this weekend.
Have you, on your local gigs, do you work in Jaguar humor?
I do have some Jaguar jokes. I talk about, I actually talk about my Redskins, as we were calling them earlier, when they changed their name, and the Jaguars wanted to bid on the name to see if they could change their name to the Jacksonville Rednecks.
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot.
I talk a little bit about all the quarterback controversies around the league, and the big quarterback controversy in Jacksonville is whether Trevor Lawrence is beautiful or handsome.
Yes, exactly. I've predicted he is closing in on it's time to cut the hair. Just sometime. Isn't he at that age where? And I know there's a Samson thing. Maybe that's where all the interceptions are at, though. In that hair, cuts that hair off.
Well, I wouldn't know. Obviously, if you're watching this,
I'm sorry.
you realize I don't know. But
I'm sorry,
my dog
Mike.
was telling me yesterday that Trevor Lawrence and his lovely wife have a baby.
Yes.
And according to my source, my 15-year-old daughter,
Nice.
Trevor Lawrence's baby has really dark hair, and he and his wife both have blonde hair. So go figure.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, strange things happen. That's all.
Let's throw it.
They have lovely hair.
From the TMZ headquarters, let's throw it out to TMZ in the field reporter Mike Freed, where he's saying there is a paternity. What do we got? Paternity thing going on out there? Take it away, Mike.
I make it a habit of
all of Jacksonville's listening, Mike. Take it away.
I make it a habit not to make fun of people bigger than me, and everyone is bigger than me.
Hey, let me tell you something. You better watch out. That kid comes out bald.
Well, they all come out bald, Terry.
No, sometimes they come out with a little lettuce up top, right? They got a little lettuce up top, right? Hey, if you're in your profession, if you're playing gigs around town, Mike's a professional comedian is what you are. You get paid to put on. You're a professional comedian here in town. From a Jaguar perspective, are the Jaguars funnier when they're the bumbling, losing Jaguars or winning Jaguars? What do you think? What's better for your gig?
If it's local, there's a little bit of misery loves company, but it's a sore subject, Now, the Jaguars, unfortunately, as we both know, have been a punchline around the country. And so it's easy. That's low-hanging fruit to self-deprecate and make fun of the Jaguars. But in town, it can be pretty sensitive. It could be like a political joke because, it's just we're so tired of them losing, aren't we?
Yes, we are. All right, we'll get out of here. I want to go back to Caddyshack. One thing, I don't think you and I talked about this on the air, but maybe Patrick and I, within the month, somehow Caddyshack came up. Here's another little fun fact and how difficult. One of the stars of the movie was Rodney Dangerfield.
Sure.
Right? He was one of the stars. That was his first acting gig. He'd already been an established comedian. That was his first role, right? So this documentary says he gets on set, and I think his first scene was shot in the clubhouse. The pro shop. I'm sorry, like they were going out to play, and he was supposed to action and come out and make somebody had a funny hat on. Hey, I hope you got a bowl of soup with that. Hey, so
right.
Harold Ramis, I think, was the director of this, right? So he's telling the story. He goes, "Yeah, we're ready to go. Lights, everything's been blocked, everything's lit, everything's ready to go. Everybody's walked through it. Time to bring in the star. Rodney, come on." Okay, so Rodney's ready, and they said he was nervous. It was his first acting role, literally. He's been a comedian, been on Carson, been a national guy, but first acting. And action. Cut. Rodney, he was so raw, he didn't know when the word action he's supposed to go. Harold Ramis had to go, "Rodney, what are you doing?" He said, "What? What are you doing?" He said,
"That's an honest mistake." Yeah.
Action means start. And he said they reloaded, right, and said action, and he crushed it once, but he didn't know to go. He didn't know.
Yeah.
What?
They have their own vernacular. He was known to be quite the user of substances, so maybe he was a little slow on the draw because of that.
See what's working against you as we go to break, though. And I'm going to leave it on an awe. This is going to be an awe. Hold on. Let me see. I might have one of these here. That one. Oh, yeah, here's a little love heart. This will do it. This will be like this.
Gotcha.
See there? Oh, see the little heart? Can you see the heart?
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's going to be harder for you to be a good comedian like Rodney Dangerfield and Jim Carrey and some of these successful ones. They have funny faces. They just look kind of funny. You're so damn handsome.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean, Mike, your rugged good looks kind of work against you.
Gonna hold me back. I don't know. I am not a good-looking comedian, but there's this guy Matt Rife right now who's just gorgeous, rock hard.
What do you think of him? I'm not. He's the young kids love him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the crowd work thing. I know people like it, but it's not my thing.
Does he stage those? Are those plants?
No, but I mean, you do that enough, and you've seen everything. So he's very quick. I give him that, but he doesn't write a lot of material, because that's not.
I think, and I don't want to date you, but I mean, you're handsome, but I don't want to date you.
Single. I am single.
You are handsome too. But Matt Rife is much younger demo, right? He's that young, 20, 30. He's funny. Yeah, he's pretty funny. But I'd go see Rogan over him. I'd go see, I'd go see a bunch of them.
He was just at the Comedy Zone like a year and a half ago.
Isn't that something? And he blew
before
up.
he went viral. Now he can fill up, amphitheaters.
And going viral, that's how he went crazy on the internet?
Yeah, just doing the crowd work and being handsome. So.
Yeah, bastard.
I know.
I hate you handsome guys. You handsome guys, Freed. Get him out of here. Hey, I'm getting a hook. It's Apollo. Let's get him off the stage. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate all you do for the show, buddy. It's a lot of fun. That is our resident comedian as we took it out of bounds with Mike Freed. Take a break. Come back. We'll recenter this show, talking a lot of college and college football and basketball with Brent Beard. Obviously, you get Brent's take on more of the Liam Coen. He's official now, the head football coach. Introduced to Jacksonville. That and a whole lot more. Final 30 minutes of the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks. Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So
feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at nimnickbuickgmc.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, welcome back on a Monday, a beautiful Monday. Weather's warming up. Terry Norvelle here, taking you through the final half hour. We'll visit with Brent Beard momentarily. But you saw that last spot, Brent Martineau. Remember now, he and his staff here at Action Sports Jacks, the TV side, they obviously have been covering the press conference all afternoon, all day and night, through the evening, through the night. Late news, you'll see a lot of sound here and see a lot of Liam Coen. And then tomorrow on Brent's show, Brent and Austin will give you a ton as well tomorrow between 10 and 1. You don't want to miss that. We got a lot to talk about with Brent Beard. Our buddy Brent joins us. Brent, before we get into some basketball and football, I got myself a real conundrum. Conundrum. You ready to hear it?
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
I need help. You know I'm an honest guy. I mean, there's honest Abe, there's honest Abe, there's honest Terry. We know.
No doubt.
I'm a straight shooter. So I'm going to the doctor on Wednesday. Just a basic. I hadn't been in a long time. Yep. Got insurance set up, so it's time to go back to the doctor. Hadn't been to the doctor in a long time. Here's my conundrum, Brent. Obviously, you know that doc's going to say, well, Terry, do you drink? Well, what do I say? I'm in dry January. I haven't had a drop of alcohol, so I think I can say no. I don't drink any.
Or you can say I'm in dry January and see how that goes over.
Yeah, I hate when they ask you that. And normally they do it like this, and I've gotten in trouble with this response. Well, Terry, doctor, white coat, the clip like this, guy doing all right. Yeah, okay. Terry, let me ask you this. Okay, do you drink every day? And of course, my comeback one time, I got kicked out of the doctor's office. I said, "Well, I try to, but some days I miss. I'm not perfect. None of us bat 1,000, do we? Come on, doc.
Right? No, we don't. And look, probably the person going to ask you that is going to be the assistant who brings you in.
Yeah.
And you'll have about what? I hope you don't, but you may have 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the doctor, correct?
Yeah, but if the assistant asks me, do you drink? I go, hey, it depends. What do you got? What do you got? What are you packing? All right, Brent, your notes were wonderful. I went through a bunch of them. We'll bounce around a little bit. Florida routed Georgia. I want to get to let me lead off with what is going on with Mark Sears and Nate Oates. Is that just a one-time thing? Mark Sears, up for Player of the Year in conference and the nation, did not play. He was benched the entire second half. Oates wasn't happy about the defensive performance, I think, and Bama wins the game, but is that just a one-off of motivation? What's going on? Anything?
I think it is. What Nate said was we're going to play the players who are ready to play and ready to give their best effort. So I'm sure they talked, but look, I tell you this. But by doing that, Terry, he's got that whole team's attention now.
Yes, he does.
I mean, Mark Sears is basically the best player on the team, or certainly the most heralded player on the team. You put him on the bench. Now, the issue that goes with this is Mama has posted on her Facebook and given her side of it. And I know you watched an Alabama game and you've seen Mark Sears' mother.
Oh, yeah.
With the jeweled purse.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes through the free throw motions with him when he's at the foul line. Yes.
She's flashy. She's dribbling.
Yes. Yeah. So, and what you and I have learned over the years, when parents stay out of things like that, everyone's much better off.
I agree. And, you've seen coaches do that kind of motivation, but by that second media timeout, okay, Mark, get in. Nope.
Yeah.
He kept him on the bench. Florida with a big win. Vanderbilt, don't look now. Vanderbilt has popped in the rankings. Vanderbilt, they're a tournament team now. They've beaten Kentucky, and Tennessee, and they're a team. Tough loss for Texas A&M on the road. They're dominating Texas. by 22. Texas comes back and wins, and Texas has got their eyes on getting in the tournament to kind of backdooring.
And listen, you remember the other day when we were talking about Texas A&M and Ole Miss? Ole Miss misses. It's reverse on this.
Yes.
Ole Miss misses a free throw, right, Terry?
Yep.
And then A&M comes down, hits a three, and wins a game. And it was almost like just the reverse of the curse there on that one.
Just bouncing around the basketball conference real quick. Boy, Kentucky goes down. Vanderbilt beats them. That's 2 losses in a row for Kentucky. And by the way, they host Tennessee tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Somebody's going to lose that game. If Tennessee loses on the road in Lexington, Tennessee will be on a 3 out of 4 game losing streak. If Kentucky loses tomorrow, they've lost 3 straight if they lose.
Yes.
So, boy, it can be cruel quickly in this conference.
Well, look, we're just going to have some of that. This conference is really so difficult right now. And, I mean, when you look at the net, I mean, Auburn's like 1, Bama's 4, Florida's 5. Do you see that? That in the net,
yes,
which is the big RPI
and in the AP and everything, yeah.
Oh yeah, that they go with right now. So frankly, Terry, a 2 or 3 game losing streak is certainly not the end of the world for these teams right now at all, is it?
But mentally, you got to be able to coach them that into their heads, because these kids aren't used to losing 3 games in a row. These are AAU, high school All-Americans, and in a lot of cases. Brent, some other bounce around topics in and around the conference, football and basketball, and not staying in the SEC, though, directly. Chip Kelly, rumored a little bit about Florida, Florida.
Right.
Now the hot and heavy rumor, Chip Kelly will leave Ohio State for the Houston Texans.
Yes.
Every day that goes by, and I know Vinny Sinceri got named on the defensive side of the ball, part of Florida's staff now, and he'll be a nice pickup. Co-DC safeties. He's a nice young coach, I think.
He is.
But every day that goes by, it ticks by. You think he's done on the offensive side, and he just thinks he's going to get better at what he hasn't done well.
I mean, unless he's looking at someone in the NFL that we don't know about right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that really is what it looks like. You mentioned Chip Kelly. Terry, the thing that is blowing my mind right now, and you and I have talked about this for probably 20 and 30 years together, Jim Knowles is going, of all places, to Penn State.
Yeah.
Now here's the reality of this. You and I both remember distinctly when people were throwing their arms up in the air and screaming when these coordinators were making $250,000 to $500,000.
Yeah.
Jim Knowles is going to be making $3 million at Penn State as a D coordinator. I mean, we've seen nothing almost surprises us at this point, but Terry, the number for a coordinator that head coaches would not have made that kind of money years ago, would they?
Not that long ago. And you wonder about Jim Knowles. Did Ohio State match and he just said, I want to move on? You know, it really does. It's a lateral, but kind of a slightly down program lateral. You know, it's a lateral position, but.
And look, he was also interested in going to Oklahoma. Now, what I've understood is his fiance lives in Oklahoma. So there were a lot of thought that's what he was going to do. But Knowles is one of these guys, and Knowles will get some interest.
Is he just a vagabond guy? Is he a travel guy?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he stayed at Oklahoma State for a little while.
Yeah, Terry Knowles is one of these crusty old guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's been around for a long time. He's a defensive savant, and what he knows. I mean, look, and if people forgot, Ohio State was the #1 defense in the nation in points allowed per game, with about 11 points per game.
Yeah,
and Terry, in this day and age of offensive football, I mean, that's almost in the genius level, isn't it?
That is tough to do, man. Right now, in this day and age, the number of possessions is generally up.
Yeah.
and you stumble into 2 touchdowns in a game.
Sure.
Right? And there's 4, and then bouncing around, got about 6 minutes, Brent, bouncing around different topics. ACC football release is tonight.
Yes.
I think we kind of know, there'll be a few surprises. I don't think the dates are coming out, right?
We don't know that yet. That's a great question.
We'll see how deep they go, but I don't expect a whole lot of wow. We know, Florida and Miami will play. We know, Clemson.
Yeah, right.
Clemson plays there. South Carolina and Virginia Tech and Tennessee, I think, get together.
Yes. And listen, and then of course, Bill Belichick is on the Monday night game playing TCU.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question for this: the SEC, Terry, should have waited, and I guess I understand why, but they should have waited to January to do their own reveal. You remember they did that on a Wednesday
Long
night,
time ago, yeah.
right in the middle of the season, and right now, as if the SEC needs it, I guess. But you could have that. You could have this say Wednesday night in January, and Terry, you'd be must-watch television.
Yeah, and that's a good week cycle, news cycle.
Absolutely.
You're trying to keep your name out there. Signing day, the old traditional signing day is coming up Wednesday, February 5th, which was the old traditional first Wednesday in February. Is there much meat on the bone? Did most of your people coming out of high school? There might have been a couple guys. There'll be a couple guys we go, I forgot he didn't sign, and he'll sign this Wednesday. But it's almost not must-watch TV. Just catch an article tonight, February 5th, just catch an article at 10 o'clock and see what happened.
It's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, that was the high holy day years ago that we were, my Lord, Terry, I can imagine how much TV and radio you and I did back in the day.
Man, that was fun all day. 8
really
a.m.
was. Yeah.
Fax machines. Here they come.
But, and there's also some thought, and this discussion on another day too, but there's thought, Terry, should they go back to that? Should they forget trying to do this in December and just do it in February when you're not playing any games, any won't affect teams and coaches and players as much?
Yeah, definitely. All right, let me see. Kind of a melancholy topic. This weekend, 42 years ago, Jiminy Crickets.
Yes.
The Bear. Talk about, I mean, that was 42 years ago.
Really was.
Did we lost Bear? Was that what it was?
Yeah. Sure was. He died basically of he had just had the procedures in the hospital. They were visiting with him. And look, anybody that's associated with that program, you can ask them about when Coach Bryant died. Yeah. It was almost like John Kennedy being assassinated, and they would tell you the minute and where they were when they heard.
I can tell you where I was at. I was on the obviously late in January. High school baseball. I was in high school still, and I was at Ed White High School in the on the baseball field at practice. And you practiced 2:33, and somebody came out to the field. Hey, did you hear Bear Bryant died today? I'll never forget that. And do you remember where you were at, Brent?
Oh yeah, I was in graduate school in Fort Worth, Texas, and I remember getting in the car and that they were talking about someone who had died, and they never even said his name for several minutes.
Yeah.
And I pieced it together. That's who it was. Now, Terry, think about this a minute. This happened in '82. And if he would have stayed and coached another year, he would have died when he was still the Alabama sitting head coach.
How about that? And we've had that tragically before. Mike Leach.
Yes.
I want to say Bo Ryan had been named coach at LSU. I think
he was on a recruiting trip in a plane.
He had not coached a game yet, had he, for LSU?
No, a good call. Remember, he had come over from North Carolina State. And Terry, and I'm not exaggerating this. I'm curious if you remember this. Bo Ryan, they thought he was the next big thing.
Yep, and he didn't coach a game. He was
No.
named the LSU coach. He was off the chart, excited. His family, that was a
He
huge
was.
job. LSU thought, man, we got somebody. And he's on a recruiting trip, and his plane goes down. You know, the South Florida basketball coach we lost this year right before they played Florida in the opener. But the closest one, or the one that hit home recently, was Mike Leach. I mean, very personable. The media loved him. He was, 60-something, but young. And he was a funny quipster. And, that one shocked us all. And Mississippi State's still trying to rebound their program from that.
It may take years. Terry, and this is for later too, but look, I'm surprised more of these guys don't die on the field. On the job.
And I'm being serious about this, Brent. We got 1 minute left, roughly. I've said for years, it's amazing. Let's go to baseball. Your older managers.
Right.
They're generally out of shape. They're generally out of shape.
Right.
And their sport football, you can't charge the field and go jaw to jaw with the ref at the hash mark, right? And they let you go for 3 minutes. Yeah. Baseball, it's understood how some of these 65, 70-year-old managers, heavy, overweight, and their veins are pop. I'm stunned we haven't had a guy just keel over from a heart attack.
I agree.
In mid-argument, and how bad would that look? Brent, we got 30 seconds. Give me 10-second. Todd Golden, totally exonerated of all charges according to the University of Florida.
We talked about this for months, Terry, and both of us thought he would not be coaching if Florida thought that there was a real risk with this. And this is a real cloud that's disappeared over the program today.
And real quick, 20 seconds, Florida independent third party came in. They said, have at it. Comb Title IX. Did anything happen? And the report came back absolutely 100%, nothing substantiated. Brent, great job. 10 seconds. We're out of here. We'll do it again as the week unfolds.
Good.
A lot to get to all week long. That'll do it. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll do it tomorrow at 4 o'clock, the Young and Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.